A very warm greetings to all. This is architect ANUSHREE, Assistant Professor of Vyasa College of Architecture. In this video, I would like to present a temple documentation done 4 to 5 years before. First of all, I would like to thank architect Prashant, the principal architect of Prashant and Associates, for giving me a chance to do this documentation. Also, I would like to thank my mentors, architect Hema and architect Sneha, for guiding me and my partner Duna. This documentation is an attempt to present the form, evolution and process of temple construction and to understand the wonderful traditional temple architecture of Kerala by considering Sri Trikapeta temple as an example. Which is located near Cyber Park, Palari in Calicut district. This video includes a basic introduction and evolution of temples in Kerala before going to architecture detailing of Sri Trikapeta temple. So now moving on to the core content. What is a temple? The word temple is derived from Latin word templum, meaning sacred person. It's also known as mandir, a Sanskrit word meaning mind becomes still. And word temple is identified by several names in different parts of India like Kovil, Devasthana, Devalaya, Ambalam, etc. We all know that Indian temples are abode of gods and place of worships. However, they are also the cradle of knowledge, art, architecture, and culture. Also, it influences the socio-cultural life of people. Now, the evolution of temples. We can describe evolution by dividing it into three phases. First phase is cave temples or Kavu, that is during Dravidian time in 700 BC. Second, has seen in image is a unitary shrine with a Namaskara Mandapam during the arrival of Aryans in 300 BC. And the third phase is the Pranjaprakara layout based on the Tantric rituals which evolved during the arrival of Vedic Brahmins in 800 AD. Now, moving on to the main part, Sri Trikapeta temple. This temple has about 1000 years of history, which is not yet known. This temple after reconstruction will be the largest Subramania temple and second largest temple in Kerala. The site is adjacent to ULCC Cyber Park, Palari in Calicut district. Assumptions says that temples existed 1400 to 2000 years ago. Since there are no clear evidence, the history remains a mystery. Site was about 40 acres of land and temple ruins was discovered in 1992 during the excavation of Cyber Park. Later, they transferred the site for archaeological procedure and at present only 2.04 acres of land is. As per the instruction of my mentor, we done documentation as a stage of four, which includes idea, communication, form, and materials. Idea involves the formulation of idea regarding the temple, the Ashtamangale Prashna chart and its details, role of Tantri and astrologers, and the transfer of idea among the concerned people and the rest. Next, communication involves the communication between Tantri to Sabdi, Sabdi to Mutashari, and Mutashari to workers, and also the various sets of terminologies used for communicating. And the form involves the structural details as well as architecture details, the procedure of temple construction, etc. And the materials involves the material used and the details regarding the same as well as the various construction techniques. Idea. The ideology behind designing of Hindu temple is to link the man with gods. The Tantra form compares temple with a human body, that is Siddha Purusha, like the head as sanctum, neck as Namaskara Mandapam, leg as outer wall, feet as Gopura, etc. This representation is made to bring a divinity of manifest as principle of yoga says that there is a divine in most of us and essence of Brahmanda can be seen in a man. Whatever comes to this divinity manifest gets purified and charged. And Tantra tries to make the temple a place where everything that comes in get purified and charged. Steps involved in temple construction. Steps are expressed in short as Karshanadi Pradishtantam and basically there involves 11 steps from Bhu Pariksha, which means examining and choosing location and soil for temple, Shila Pariksha, examining and choosing material for image, Karshana, corn or some other crop is grown in the place first and is fed to cows. Then the location is fed for temple. These steps too, and the last steps like Garbhanyasa, that is a pot made of 5 meters, is installed at the place of main deity. Next, Stabhana, that is the main deity is installed, and last and final, the Pradishta, that is the main deity is then charged with light. Now, communication. It involves certain systems of measurement. The system of dimensioning can be broadly classified into two categories. First one is Anupadagam dimensional system and second one is Kevalam dimensional system. First, Anupadagam. Anupadagam can be further classified into two, Talamanam and Dandumanam. Talamana means that is based on the proportion of human body. One talam is the length of a palm, which is same as the length of a face. Dandaman, in this dimension of any significant building part is taken as the unit done and other parts are taken in relation to this dimension. Now second dimensional system, which is Kevalam, that is the absolute dimensional system. It includes two classifications, Angulamanam and Yavamanam. Angulamanam, the perfect measure of a man is that his height, that is kaya, is equal to span or hands stretched, that is Vyama. The total dimensions of Vyama or kaya give one padam. 1/8 of this padam gives one angula, meaning finger. Three normalized length of angula was established as Adama minimum, Madhyama medium, Uttama maximum. Yavamana. It is developed by taking Yava, that is barley grain, as a basic unit, which is universally accepted as a standard grain with a lateral width of approximate 3.75 mm width and 7.5 mm. Now moving on to third stage of documentation, that is form. Though a comprehensive master plan is not yet finalized, the committee is hopeful of retaining the complex with all its elegance and all out efforts are being made to complete the proposed construction with its aesthetic beauty at its hilltop to fulfill the thirst for salvation of devotees. Temple follows Panchpragara style. It requires 9 acres of land, but only 2 acres is available now. The 5 enclosures included in the temple layout are first Agate Balivattam, which includes Srikovil, Namaskara Mandapa, Belikallu, and second Nalambalam, and third Vilakkumuttam, and fourth Purathe Balivattam, including Valya Belikullu and Kootambalam, and fifth one the Puramadu. The idol, it is the most important part. The height of the idol in Sri Trikapeta temple is 2.81 meter. It is made according to Dhyanas logas using granite. Next, Sri Kovil. It is a part of the temple where idol is situated. The dimension of Sri Kovil depends on the dimension of deity. Circumference of the Sri Kovil is 71 kol. The Sri Kovil has got an apsidal shape. It is said that apsidal shape, which was evolved from Buddhist Shaityas, will not block air movement. And here it is the plan of Sri Kovil, which is divided into 4. First one Garbhagriha, second one Arudam, third Prasadara, fourth Upapidam. This is the plan of the Sri Kovil, which measures approximately 20,000 centimeter by 14,500 centimeter. This is a section of the Sri Kovil. Here the height is taken as the 1/3/4 of the width. So the total height is 18.78 meter. The detailed study of Sri Kovil is done by dividing it into foundation, base, superstructure and roof. Foundation. The foundation is constructed using laterite blocks. Size of foundation is about 8 feet height and 5 feet width. The laterite blocks are placed randomly into foundation bed along with the mortar. Next, base. The base of the temple is divided as Upapidam, Prasadara, Arudam and Garbhagriha. And it's further divided into 24 parts like Kabodam, Kaumudam, Pakkam, Jagadi, Padugam. Now Sobana. It is the holy steps in front of Sri Kovil, which has stone idols of gods of God known as Dwarapalagas. There are total 8 steps in Sobana, as seen in figure 23. Now superstructure. Walls are constructed of laterite blocks which have low thermal capacity as they are porous and slightly permeable. And the dimensions varies in order to fit the shape. In first story, the size varies from 72 cm to 60 cm to 48 cm, and on reaching the second story, it reduces to 36 cm, and in third story, it again reduces to 27 cm. One opening is present, which is on eastern side, and on remaining sides, Gandhadwara, that is false door, flanked with tornas on either side is present. There are total 24 carved pillars related to Skanda Purana is present in superstructure, which originates from Upapedam and rises up to 6-meter height. There are total 3 pranalams present in northern side of Srikovil, 2 in Upapedam to drain out wastewater from Srikovil, and 1 attached to inner wall of Srikovil to drain out the holy water. The door in the eastern side is placed by dividing the wall into 12 parts. The shutter is placed in such a way that it coincides the 5th division from inside. The roof is trithala, in which one is structural and remaining 2 is functional to protect from the climate of Kerala. The sloping roof buildings cope very well with the torrential rains, which is a hallmark of Kerala climate. Since it has got high-pitched roof, it creates high pressure zone in the windward side, resulting in an increased velocity of airflow. The upper roof is apsidal in shape. The framework of roof is made of wood, Deva Vriksham, the Ani leaf, while roof covering is of copper plate. Navaganam or floral pattern will be constructed below the roof inside the Srikovil, and Tharigakudam will be there at the top of the roof. This is the eastern and southern elevation. Namaskara Mandapam. Namaskara Mandapam, which is present in front of the Srikovil, is used by the priest for Namaskara after pujas. They are square in shape and has a roof hung by 4 pillars with a Tharigakudam at the top. Pradikshinavattam. Pradikshinavattam, located just outside the Srikovil, contains the Ashtadikapalagas, the Saptamatrukals, and the Belikallu, with the guards of main deity made of stones of different shapes. Next, Nalambalam. The function of Nalambalam is to protect the temple as it covered temple in all sides. The Upadevadas, Shivan, Shastav, Kshetrapalan, Bhagavati, Kiral Shivan are present in Nalambalam. Vilakku Mandapam lies outside the Nalambalam and consists of multi-storied brass lamps. Purathe Balivattam lies outside Pradikshinavari in the Tirumuttam. Materials used for the construction of Sri Trikapeta temple. Here it's mentioned various types of materials, the area it is placed, sizes, color and texture, finishes, the availability and the cost. For example, laterite red color, laterite of red color, it is used for interior walls, and different sizes are available, like 60 by 60 centimeter laterite stone is used above arches. 24 by 24 centimeter size is used for walls. 60 by 24 centimeter size is used for arches. These stones are dressed using maru. Further pots are filled using the mortar mix. It's locally available laterite and it costs rupees 1001 after dressing for each laterite stone at that time. Techniques Vastu Shastra. The science of Vastu plays an important role in developing temple architecture style. The basic concept is that every structure built on earth has its own life with a soul and personality which is shaped by the surroundings. The plot of Trikapita temple is regular, and according to Vastu, the plot of the temple should be regular. The shoe keeping point in the temple should be best located in southern side, and while drinking water or water resource can be arranged in eastern side. A temple can have 4 main gates, out of which 2 are either towards east and 2 in north and west. Provision for windows should be made on eastern side only. Also, in Trikapeta temple, there is no building near or in front of the temple, as according to Vastu, the shade of the temple should not fall on the place around the temple. The underground water storage in Trikapiti temple is located in northeast corner as per Vastu, and if there is overhead tank, according to Vastu, it should be located in the southwest corner. Also, according to Vastu, kitchen in the temple must be situated in the southeast corner, as this is the place for element fire. The charity box must be kept in east or northern direction. Roof construction. Temple has a long, steep apsidal roof at the third story, built to protect the temple walls, which is laid with copper tiles and supported on a roof frame made of anile. Structurally, the roof frame is supported on the walls erected on the plate. At present, the third story roof is constructed inside. After the erection of the structure, the roofing structure is dismantled and is placed on the required position. Spacing of rafters. The dimension of the temple is scaled down since the temple is absolutely in nature and therefore the roof plan is divided into a rectangle and a semicircle. Rectangle is further divided into 4 equal squares and a rectangle. The length of square is taken as x by 2 where x is the length of rectangle. Rectangle portion is divided in which the rafter spacing is about 1 to 1.5 feet distance. The semicircle portion is divided in which each rafter spacing is about 1 to 1.5 feet apart. The spacing must be an odd sum and rafter number even, which is the principle of temple construction. There are a total of 64 rafters used in the roof construction. Hole for the rafter is marked in the wooden piece which is to be inserted. The marking is done such that the center line of the wooden piece is drawn and from this point the square hole is made with the help of maru and hammer. The rafter spacing and number is determined by drawing the diagram. The wooden piece to be inserted is taken as the distance B along which the rafter hole is taken. This is to facilitate that wooden piece is easily inserted into the. Now, types of joints used in the construction. At the apsidal portion, a total of 26 rafters are present. Among these, 6 rafters are completely inserted into the kudam and the rest are placed adjacent to each other outside it. Other types of joints that can be seen in the temple are Padalani joint, Nirmadalari joint, etc. Now, ornamentations. Ornamentations are yet to be discussed among the temple committee. At present, 30 Anathalagal will be placed alternatively on the rafters. This is to ensure additional support to the roofing structure. 24 Karingal pillars in Ubapidam depicting the Skandapuranam and Navaganam in front of the Srikovil are under discussion. At present, door frames made from stone contain certain floral decorations are used. Now, workers involved in temple construction. Laterite stone workers. Laterite stone workers are mostly from Talsheri, Payyanur, Kasargod and nearby surroundings. Most of the workers has around 11 to 15 years of experience in the temple construction. Workers are determined by the trustee members. At present, there are 15 workers. These workers are working for 1.5 years in Trikapeta temple. Working days Monday to Saturday and the working time is from 8 am to 5 pm. Then carpenters. Carpenters were from Perindalmanna, Malappuram area. The chief carpenter is Krishna Ajari. Under him were about 10 to 12 workers and took 4 to 5 months to complete the work. Under discussion, copper works, sculpture, that is idol, they are from Ernakulam. During working days, the work is started with morning puja. Only vegetarian food is allowed to eat during these days. Laterite stone workers determine the number of stones to be used by analyzing the plan given to them. Some of the tools used by temple workers like Kaivadakan, Vadakanuli, Chuttiga, Mattam, Maru, Kolu, etc. These are the persons who I interviewed during this documentation. First, Mr. M.G.S. Narayan, historian and former chairman, Indian Council of Historical Research. Mr. Architect Devakumar, MR and doing project on preservation on Kerala temples. Mr. Muralidharan Nambia, Secretary, Sri Trikapeta Temple, and Mr. Krishna Najari, Chief Carpenter. Further reference, Tantra Samuchayam, Glimpses of Kerala Architecture, Manushala Chandrika, Mayavadam, Percy Brown, Hindu Architecture, Kerala Architecture, Badagaval, T.S. Prabhu, etc. Then that's the end of the documentation. Thank you all.